Hey, BookTube Sean here, and today I am coming to you with a TBR. I know I'm not good at TBRs, and this one is actually a Readathon TBR, which I am horrible at Readathons, but this is going to be my TBR for the Space Opera September Readathon hosted by Thomas at SFF 180, and I will link his announcement video in the description box. He will do it's actually a fantastic video, one of the best readathon announcement videos I've ever seen, and yeah, he does a great job explaining it, and there's a Goodreads group and everything is really laid out, so I'm just going to kind of brush over things. So definitely watch Thomas's video, even if you're familiar with the readathon and you get the idea from what I say. If you have not watched his video, go watch his video. So the way it's going to work is, if you read one book, you've succeeded, and you've participated, you've succeeded. It's very low pressure, but he does have some things you can unlock and achievements that you can make, and so if you finish one book, you get a ranking of a space cadet. If you finish two books, you get one of two rankings, and that comes in from the challenges. But you can either be a pilot or a privateer if you finish two books, finish three books, a wing commander or a rebel leader, or finish four books, a fleet admiral or a space pirate. And the challenges are to, one, read a space opera novella, and this unlocks a ship, a shuttlecraft. And then there's two parts to challenge two. You can either do one, or if you challenge 2A is read two space operas by women, and that unlocks a fighter. Challenge 2B is read a space opera by a diverse author featuring a diverse protagonist and or major characters. And then if you complete that challenge, you unlock what he calls the rebel track. And then that's where you go on the track of becoming either a privateer, rebel leader, or a space pirate based on the number of books you finish. Challenge 3 is read a space opera published before you were born, and that unlocks an explorer. And challenge 4 is read a space opera 500 pages or longer, and that unlocks Dreadnought. Now I've got this worked out where I can finish all the challenges and unlock all the ships with 3 books, leaving me a 4th book slot so that I can get that. I'll be on the rebel track. Get that space pirate ranking if I can read 4 books. I haven't read 4 full-length books this year. So this is definitely going to be a challenge. If you saw my last video, I talked about how I've only read a couple of novellas, a graphic novel, a play, a poetry book. So I haven't read 4 full novels, or well, in this case, including a novella, in the year, let alone in a month, just because the way this year has been for me. But I'm hoping this will be able to kickstart me back into reading on a more regular basis and getting that back into my life on a more regular basis, even with the increased hours I'm on at work, since I've kind of got that schedule figured out now. Okay, so the first book I am going to read is On a Red Ship Drifting by Alia de Boddard, and I should have pulled that up so that I could give you guys a description, because I did not bring my Kindle in the room, and I do not want to pause the video, and I did type that right. Okay, what's going on? Why won't Goodreads find this? Okay, so let's just use Amazon. Sorry, guys. But On a Red Ship Drifting is a novella, a red station. That's why, because I typed it wrong. That's why I wouldn't find it. It won't find a book that doesn't exist. This is her first Alia de Boddard's first novella in her Zulia universe. And the description is: for generations, Prosper Station has thrived under the guidance of its honored ancestress. Born of a human womb, the station's artificial intelligence has offered guidance and protection to its human relatives. But war has come to the Dai-Viet Empire. Prosper's brightest minds have been called away to defend the Emperor, and a flood of disoriented refugees strained the station's resources. As deprivations caused the station's ordinary life to unravel, uncovering old grudges and tearing apart the decimated family, station mistress Quyen and the honored ancestress struggle to keep their relatives united and safe. What Quyen does not know is that the honored ancestress herself is faltering, her mind eaten away by a disease that seems to have no cure, and that the future of the station itself might hang in the balance. Now, this will fulfill Challenge 1, a novella. This will fulfill half of 2A, 2 space operas by women, and this will also fulfill Challenge 2B and put me on the rebel track. Alia de Boddard is French-Vietnamese, so she's a person of color, and the book is about, and it is a Vietnamese character space opera. So that's going to unlock the rebel track for me. Now, the next book I am going to read is a classic Anne McCaffrey book, The Ship Who Sang. And that is book 1 of her Brain Ship series. Helva had been born human, but only her brain had been saved to be schooled, programmed, and implanted into the sleek titanium body of an intergalactic scout ship. But first she had to choose a human partner, male or female, to share her exhilarating escapades in space. Her life was to be rich and rewarding, resplendent with daring adventures and endless excitement, beyond the wildest dreams of mere mortals. Gifted with the voice of an angel and being virtually indestructible, Helva XH-834 anticipated a sublime immortality. The one day she fell in love. This will fulfill the second half of Challenge 2A, read 2 space operas by women, which will unlock the fighter. And it will also fulfill Challenge 3 to read a space opera published before I was born. I was born in 1977, and this book was originally, this edition was published in 2017. But The Ship Who Sang, I want to say it was published in the late 60s. 1969. Yeah, it was originally published in 1969, so well before I was born. So I knew that one was going to be a bit of a challenge without going to Heinlein or Asimov, which I would have been fine doing, but I've wanted to read The Ship Who Sang for a while. So then for my third book, which will fulfill Challenge 4 and have fulfilled all the challenges for me, if I don't read this in the last part of this month, I'm going to read James S.A. Corey's Abaddon's Gate. This is the third book in the Expanse series. Why I say if I don't read this month, because I've been kind of feeling like reading it. So if I do happen to read this month, I'll read book 4, Chabola Burn. But I doubt I'm going to read this month, so this will be my over 500-page book for Challenge 4. Now that leaves me a spot, a 4th book spot open to if I want to try and just complete everything. I doubt I'm going to be able to do that, but some of my options for that 4th spot, and just will just give you, maybe if you're thinking of participating and don't know what to read, some ideas yourself. I just hauled this book in my book haul video, Heliopause by J. Diane Dotson, so I will link my book haul video so that you can see me talk about this one. I also have The Consuming Fire by John Scalzi. This is the second book in, I'm completely blocking my face, second book in his Interdependency series. I loved the first book. I pre-ordered this as soon as pre-orders were available, and I cannot believe I have not read it yet. As Scalzi is one of my favorite authors, and I love the first book, so this may be a fourth book option. There's also some other books on my Kindle that I've been kind of feeling. I'm currently reading a space opera, so that's not going to count. But I'm currently reading, called something, J. Allen. Dang it. Called a nothing. It's Duel in the Dark by J. Allen. So I'm currently reading that, and that's the first book of a 14-book series currently. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. I also am looking at Nine Fox Gambit by Yoon Ha Lee is one I've been wanting to read for a while. I just recently got on Kindle. I got A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe by Alex White. I recently heard that talked about on the SFF Yeah podcast. So became interested in that. So I got definitely got some options because I have a lot of space operas. So I don't have to buy anything for this. I can do this completely out of my own library. Actually, that's a lie. I do have to grab a copy of The Ship Who Sang. I don't own that one. But I don't own anything. I don't own any space operas from before I was born, except for Isaac Asimov's Foundation, which I've read, and I don't really feel like rereading that. I'm going to someday, but I don't feel like doing that for this. But anyway, that's my TBR for Space Opera September. Let me know in the comments if you're participating, and link me your TBR videos if you have them. Or let me know what you're reading. If you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them. Let's chat in the comments. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stick around. If you'd like to stick around, hit that subscribe button so you know when I post new videos. And I will see you all in the next one.